the rolling sea. Moon over Miami, shine on as we begin a dream or two that may come true when the time comes in.
What's going on, Blue Squad? My name is Blueberry, and thank you for joining us today for another episode of Blue Gaming. If you're new to the Blue community, I'd love for you to be a part of the squad, so the support button is down below. Shout outs to my boy Naldo, of course, because he's one of our loyal members of our squad. I always want to shout him out. He always shows support. He always shows love to the squad, so I always want to shout him out in my videos. Next, I want to shout out my boy Will, aka Trash, aka Chocolate Axe, aka Thunder Lion. Definitely wanted to shout him out because he's been showing so much support to me and the channel and just the whole squad in general. I know he's a loyal Blueberry Squad member. I definitely wanted to shout him out. He recommended that I start doing more Let's Plays on my channel, so coming up in 2019, we will be doing that. I'm trying to learn the whole setup and get that set up, so give me a little bit of time and we're going to be doing that. Today, we're going to be talking about Fallout. We're going to be talking about Obsidian Entertainment. We're going to be talking about what makes these companies great, from the love to the hate. We're going to be talking about what the future holds for them. We're going to be talking about the whole Fallout over Fallout. I also want to give you just some memories of my Fallout experiences, why I really love the company and why it's really so tragic of what happened to them. Whether you love or hate Fallout, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's get into the video. The original Fallout 1 and 2 was what started the franchise off. It was from a different company. It wasn't from Bethesda. It was very, very brutal. Okay, it was a PC game. It was more RTS, so real-time strategy. It had a lot of RPG elements. Beautiful game. It's really what started the series. Eventually, the company, was about to shut down, so they sold the rights to Fallout to Bethesda. There was also some other Fallout games that came out, Brotherhood of Steel for the PS2 and Xbox, Tactics, and some other spin-offs. But after Fallout 3 came out, it changed the way Fallout was forever. I think we give Bethesda the most credit for their open worlds because their open worlds were so amazing, especially in first person and third person, being able to choose and switch between those two modes to see this huge open world where we could pretty much do whatever we wanted to. I really do think Bethesda is a great company. I think they have an amazing studio. The studio is huge. It's constantly expanding. I think Todd Howard is a great video game developer, and I think he's a good leader for their team. He's a mascot in the video game community because of his games, Skyrim and Oblivion and Fallout. But I think they do have some issues that they haven't addressed and they kind of put off, and now it's coming back on them. But I thought, from what I've seen over the years, it seems like Bethesda really does listen to their fans. The first game I picked up was Fallout 3. It really changed open world gaming for me. The freedom to be able to do whatever I wanted to was so amazing. I hate open worlds that don't have enough items in it. It just seems so bare bones if you're not picking up stuff and finding stuff. And, I just feel like the items are really what make it so open and make you want to keep searching for different things. But it just gave you the freedom to do anything you want. You can even nuke a whole city in Fallout 3 if you wanted to. You just blow up the whole city. A lot of people compared it to Elder Scrolls with guns because Elder Scrolls was their open world game that was in medieval times, which was a phenomenal game as well. But it finally had guns in it. But I feel like it does differ in my opinion. When I played Elder Scrolls wasn't a post-apocalyptic world, and Fallout was. So it differed for me. Even though it was in medieval time, it still felt like a thriving community, But it was a big leap from Fallout 2 to Fallout 3. Switching it from RTS and actually putting it in first person, that was a big leap and a big step for Bethesda to acquire the rights to Fallout and be able to expand it the way they did. Adding massive DLCs to the game, I think Point Lookout, Operation Anchorage, the Pit, the Alien expansion. I think they all were phenomenal. The beginning level of Fallout 3, where you grow up as a kid and actually get to choose the attributes of your character as a child and actually watch them grow up from a child to a teenager to being old enough to leave the vault. It was so incredible. And that really gave me more a connection to my character, seeing him as a kid to an adult. The options were unlimited, though, from what you can do after you left that vault. And that's what made the game so amazing and captivating for me. There were so many scattered stories around the whole wasteland that you can find. There were so many different people that you could meet, and they all had their own personalities. And there were so many different ways you can beat the game or play the game and just experience the game. And everybody's experience could be completely different. VAT system was introduced where you can target different people's body parts, and that VAT system was really amazing. I think it got better with time, but being able to target somebody's head and really like shoot it off and see it in slow motion, for some reason, VATs never got old to me. It never got to a point where I was just like so tired of using VATs. I know maybe people did, but I can use VATs over and over and never get tired of it. Also, the jump from first person to third person in VATs made it some really good cinematic moments. There are some reasons why I do hate Fallout 3. Of course, the achievement list was terrible. You have to beat the game in good standing, neutral standing, and bad standing, and that was hard because you would have to get to certain levels. Maybe level 5 is a good person, a bad person, and a neutral person. So that made it so that you would have to beat the game over and over. And I really didn't like that because once I got to level 30, I didn't want to go back and beat the whole game over. The ending was really great, but I didn't like how no matter what path you choose, you couldn't continue on the game after the ending. That really upset me. There were a lot of bugs and glitches in the game, but as long as there weren't any game-breaking bugs, I wasn't too upset about. There were tons of bugs in the game, and it had such a dark tone to that game. At the time, I did enjoy, though. Then there's Obsidian, which has made the South Park games, Knights of the Old Republic 2. If you ever played Alpha Protocol back in the day, that was another game that they made. Basically, Obsidian would make games based on other people's game engine. Once somebody made a game, used that game engine, they would use those assets and build up on those games. So they really didn't get their own creative genius into the games. They really had to use what they were limited with. They were started in 2003, and that's really when they started rising to power. They were great with the RPG elements. If you've seen in South Park, Knights of the Old Republic, even Fallout New Vegas, they were great with RPGs. E3 2018, Microsoft bought Obsidian Entertainment. That's going to be one of their companies going forward. So Microsoft's whatever assets Microsoft has, they will be using them at Obsidian. So we're going to see more fleshed out games, and we're going to see more games from the heart of Obsidian than games that they've built upon from other developers. I really love Fallout New Vegas more than I love Fallout 3. I extremely love the hardcore mode. Was really my favorite part of New Vegas. It gave me more reason to search food and water, and it really just made me feel more like a survivor. So I really love the hardcore mode that they had. It felt like I was at home more than in Fallout 3, where it felt like everybody was just like trying to kill each other. Kind of felt like I was in Walking Dead in Fallout 3, and in Fallout New Vegas, it felt more like home. In New Vegas, it seemed like more people were content with the end of the world, and they were making the best of it. Especially the Vegas Strip. It looks so awesome. I think the Vegas Strip was my favorite landmark in the Fallout series, just going to that strip. Even though it was way smaller than what I expected when you get there, but it was just so great that they rebuilt that and made that into their own little settlement. One thing that really set New Vegas apart from Fallout 3 to me, again, was being able to disguise yourself in different people's costumes. So if you were dressed as a certain costume, people would see you as that type of person. And that just made the elements of the game more interesting and more intriguing. And I think that was another small detail that they added that really brought out New Vegas to me. Of course, there was a little hate for New Vegas. Of course, there was bugs, tons of bugs. And the same thing with the story is how you couldn't finish on the story after it was ended was a couple of my gripes for New Vegas. But other than that, I completed New Vegas 100%, got all the achievements for it, and I absolutely love New Vegas. Fallout 4 came out. I thought there was going to be another part from Obsidian. They were going to make another game after that, but they didn't. And Fallout 4 came out. I think Fallout 4 was a much better game than Fallout 3 because they got to tackle a lot of the issues that they had. In Fallout 4, they really got a chance to work on the graphics, the way the character moves, the movements and stuff like that, and just the way the game feels, especially with the guns, with the environments, and just being able to build upon the things they messed up in Fallout 3. Fallout 4 still had some problems, especially when you're clicking on people's dialogue choices and they're not telling you what they actually wanted to say. A lot of people were upset about that. Bethesda did make it so that you had paid mods, which was really, I don't think was a great idea. The mods were really cool, being able to do that as well. But the paid mods, I don't think they did too great with that. I'm really sad though, of all the Fallout over Fallout. I'm really sad about it because I still think Bethesda is a great company. And it's really sad that their Fallout 76 after Fallout 4 bombed and did so horrible, because Fallout 4 seemed like they were working in the right direction and still had problems, but they were working in the right direction. A lot of people said it just felt like a better Fallout 3. And I think that's what we needed in Fallout 4, because people didn't like Fallout 4 as much, but it still kind of felt the same way, where it was like barren. It didn't seem like so homey as New Vegas did. And it just didn't feel like you were at home. I felt like Fallout 76, they really bombed. They did horrible because they took out all the fun aspects of Fallout. Okay, all the people, all the things that you interact with, all these things they've taken out. And they've made it so it was just so bare, because there's more audio logs than anything. They pretty much decided to take away all the people. And I think that's all the humor, the love, everything that we love about the game. It's like they took out. And we still have the crafting and building and stuff like that, but there's still a lot of glitches. I think that the most unforgivable glitches are the ones that delete your game. And there's people that have reported that this has deleted their whole game from them leaving and saving and stuff like that. And I think that's truly unforgivable. If you delete their game or you mess up anything that's in the game, I think that's unforgivable. And those are the bugs that I hate the most. Game breaking bugs are the ones that I cannot stand. The Game Awards just passed, and we got a great look at the new Obsidian game, Outer Worlds. This game looks like Borderlands mixed with Fallout. It kind of reminds me of Destiny because of the suits that the people wear and just the whole environment. The colors kind of looks like Destiny as well, but we don't have as much information of the game as we want to. The game will be coming out in 2019, and it does seem like it's going to be a fantastic game. First person only. Okay, we're not going to be jumping from first person to third person. It does have its character system where you're creating your own character and you're making your character in the world, but you can't see him in third person. You also have a ship that you can go onto, kind of like Mass Effect. If you remember walking around on Mass Effect, being able to talk to your crewmates and stuff like that, building relationships, you can do that in this game as well. And there's a lot of choices that you can make. You can make good or bad choices. And there's also this flaw system, so it can be good and it can work in your favor, or it can be bad and work against you. We're going to learn more about that as the game comes out. I mean, just seeing the game, it reminds me of Starfield, because Bethesda did announce Starfield. It was going to be a space type game. And it's funny that they decided to take that route and go into space, because what is Starfield going to be like? Now we don't know anything about Starfield. Only thing we know is that they're going to be using an outdated engine. We're going to be using the same Skyrim engine for Starfield. Now we see that Obsidian Games has made a new game that's in space that could be a possible Fallout in space. It's going to be hilarious to see what Bethesda does. Bethesda does have plenty of time to change their whole idea of Starfield, or just wait until the buzz of Outer Worlds has died down to release something that's similar. Because right now, it's kind of like they just took their idea and is about to run with it. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I'm really sad about all the controversy and stuff Fallout has gone through. I know they had some legal issues as well. I hope you have some Fallout stories to leave for me down below in the comments. And I really hope if you're not part of the Blue Bear Squad already, you join now. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Blueberry, and I'm out.
I can promise you I won't change. I can promise you I won't change. Yeah. Money calling, gotta go get it, baby. Confident how I've been feeling lately. I cannot just sit and stress about our situation. I just gotta look at the bigger picture, baby. But on the upper end, I've been getting it in. Low life stacking up my ends, and that's to the end.